very helpfully demonstrating, I think a good place to start is to learn about how to spot releasing. So when horses are learning new things, feeling new things and connecting with humans in a very different way, it's really important for them to have time to process everything that's going on in their minds. And they do so through releasing. So releasing will happen when a horse is in an environment where they feel comfortable and where they feel they can relax properly. This could be by yawning, by licking and chewing, by blowing out or by sighing. As I mentioned earlier, it's really important to give your horse time to release. So if your horse has done something right, it's really important that you give them that time to process what they've done, the fact that they got it right, and how they could do it again. These 4 things are all signs of relaxation, so if your horse is doing this during a session, it's generally a good thing. However, there are times that horses can use these things to self-regulate. An example of this is if your horse were to be yawning while you put the bridle on. They may be yawning to self-regulate themselves in a situation that might potentially be stressful. So it's up to you to learn how to spot that and to try and remove the stress that is causing it. Good boy, you're having a good old yawn. Okay, so let's move on to groundwork. One of the first things I'm going to mention is backing up. Now this is really important, especially for a pony like Popcorn, who is 2, so he has an excuse, but he likes to be in my space. So I am quite often reminding him how to stay out of my space. And again, this is going to be important before you start liberty, because if you can't do it with a rope, you won't be able to do it without one. There are many ways of telling a horse to back up. A lot of people with bigger horses will put a fist in their chest and push back and release on the back up. But with a horse this size, getting down to that height isn't very easy. So what I tend to do is put my stick one side and my hand the other side, and I just kind of funnel him backwards. Back, good. Scruffy. So once I've got a few steps of back up, I'm going to release and let him stand there in his own space for him to work it out. Back, good boy. So one of the things I've been working on with Popcorn is him being able to release in his own space without having to come into me. And that is something he finds very difficult. So I'm just going to keep reminding him to take those steps backwards. Now I'm going to move myself away. And if he does creep in towards me, I'm just going to ask him to go back again. Good boy. Good. So I'm going to wait for a sigh, a lick and a chew, a yawn or a blowout before I then move on, so I know he's processed what we've just done. There we go. Right on time, good boy. Come on then, you can come and say hi. You want a sweet? So the next thing we're going to do is called a draw. Now this is when you're inviting the horse to come to you rather than pushing them out. So this moves on quite nicely from back up because they're away from you at this point, and then you can invite them back into your space to come towards you. I'm going to funnel with my hand and the stick and invite him in towards me with my body language and my energy. Good job! As you progress, this can become faster, but for now, being able to have that draw towards you is really important for liberty. Because if they were to get disinterested and go somewhere else, you can bring their attention back to you with a draw backwards. Good boy, well done, Pops. So the next thing that we're going to look at is being able to push them out onto a circle and bring them back in again. This is really useful to be able to do on a rope because then it can lead to circles at liberty. Good boy, lots of yawning. Out and release the pressure. Good boy, and good, nice one. Good job, buddy. Good job. None of this has to be high energy, it's just about spending time with them, letting them get to know how you use your body language and your cues so they're well and prepared for when you're working at liberty. Good job. Good job. Well done. You're so clever. So I'm going to combine a few of those things we've just worked on. I'm going to do a back up, a circle, and then a draw.
One thing I forgot to talk about when filming this video is intention. If we watch this back, you can see that the stick and my hand moves as if I'm about to do a backup, but because I have zero intention of doing so, nothing actually happens. Something to remember is your cues should mean nothing unless your mind means something, meaning you need to have the intention behind your movements in order for the horse to understand it.
Buddy. And last but perhaps the most important of them all is just standing. It might sound boring, but standing with your horses until they're able to fully relax can properly strengthen your connection. That's taking the time to stand still and be with them until they choose to release and relax. This can take anywhere from a few seconds to 10 minutes. As you've seen today with Popcorn, he's been very good at releasing. He's done lots of yawning, lots of licking and chewing, and a couple of sighs as well. But previously it's taken him 10 minutes, and I've just stood with him and waited until he's chosen to release, and then ended it on that so he's happy and relaxed at the end of the session. If it does take really long, it's super duper important that you look for even the most subtle of relaxation. So moving on from all of the big signs like the yawning, the licking and chewing, the sighing, the blowing out, you can then focus on maybe their eyelids dropping a bit, or their ears flopping to the side, or their head lowering, just so you get that sense that they are relaxed. If they're taking a while and it's something that they're struggling with, you can look for just the most subtle of signs. So remember that time and patience is key when working with horses, and I hope this video has been useful to you, and that you can now do these basic groundwork exercises with your horses to start off your Liberty journey.